Okay, in this question, a man bought an article and sold it at a gain of 5%. If he had bought it at 5% less and sold it for rupee 1 less, he would have made a profit of 10%. What was the CP of the article? Now in this case, I'll show you two methods of doing this. One will be the conventional variable kind of method, and one will be when we assume something to be 100. And this is to show you that sometimes when you take something to be 100, your question solving becomes much easier. So let me do the variable thing first. So let me assume that my cost price is equal to X, right? That is what I'm asked. Now the selling price, he is selling at a gain of 5%. We know the formula, selling price is equal to CP into 1 plus profit percent by 100. Now in this case, selling price will be X into, this is 5 by 100, that is 1 plus 5 by 100. So which is equal to 105 by 100 X. Now let me keep it like this. Then now he says if he had bought it at 5% less. So this is the first case, CP1 and SP1. Now let me calculate the CP2. If he had bought it at 5% less, this means the new cost price would become 5% less compared to the initial cost price. So that is simply 95 by 100 into X. So this is my new cost price. So now he says, and sold it for 1 rupee less, he would have made a profit of 10%. Now if he is making a profit of 10%, my selling price 2, the new selling price is CP2 into 1 plus profit percentage by 100. So which is equal to 95 by 100x into 10% profit, that is 110 by 100. So if you solve this, you will get this to be equal to 209x by 200. Now the differences in the selling price is 1 rupee, because and sold it for 1 rupee less. This is 1 rupee less than what? The initial selling price. So now we are given, so in this case SP1 minus SP2 is given to be 1, because later he is selling it for 1 rupee less. Now SP1 is 105 by 100x minus 209 by 200x is equal to 1. And if I solve this, I will get, you can do it yourself, x is equal to 200. So this is what I get. Now instead of this, I could have used the, when you assume something to be 100, again you will assume the cost price to be equal to 100, the CP1. Now he says a man bought an article and sold it at a gain of 5%. So SP1 simply becomes 5% above this 100 rupees, which is 105 rupees. If he had bought it at 5% less, that is CP2 becomes equal to 5% less, that is 95. He would have made a profit of 10%. So if he makes a profit of 10%, my SP2 is simply equal to 95 into 1 plus 10 by 100, which is, or if you don't want to solve it, another shortcut method would be simply 95 plus 10% of 95, right? 10% of 95 is 9.5, so which is equal to, I'm just doing this, so that in the exam how to do it quickly. You don't have to do 110 by 100 and then solve it. So 95 plus 9.5, which is equal to 104.5. So this is my SP2. Now if I calculate the difference between the two prices, that is SP1 minus SP2, I get 105 minus 104.5, which is equal to 0.5. Now what are we given? That the difference is rupee 1. Now I'll tell you why I did this. Whenever you assume something to be 100, you calculate all the variables which are given in the percentage forms. So like this is what we did. The cost price I took as 100. So the SP is given at a 5% gain, so I calculate the SP. Then the new cost price is again in percentage term. I calculate this. Now I cannot take rupee 1 because this rupee 1 is on the actual cost price, but this is just the assumed cost price. So leave this out for the moment. Then the profit of 10% again I can take. So all the variables I calculate. Now the difference, I get difference is equal to 0.5, which means that when I assumed the cost price to be equal to 100, the difference is 0.5, but actually the difference is rupee 1. So the cost price is simply equal to 200 by unitary method. So you can just apply unitary method, saying that if the difference is 0.5, the cost price is 100. So if the difference is 1, what is the cost price? And this is how you get the cost price. So again, I'll just repeat it very quickly. Whenever you have a question in which you have certain absolute numbers and certain percentages given, whenever you are assuming some quantity to be 100, calculate all the percentages in terms of the assumed number, that is 100, and then calculate the absolute number for these set of values, and then apply the unitary method to get the actual cost price given the absolute number. So this is how we are supposed to do these questions.